Good afternoon. It's time for yet another NFL Bucky's Mill Day. This is your host, Mike C. in Cole, Nebraska. We're warming up. And of course, Star Show, as always, it's Bucky. Say hi, Bucky. Bucky says hi. Well, guys, the first time in 32 years, our Detroit Lions won a playoff game. It wasn't as nerve-wracking as I thought it would be, but it got tense a few times. Final score 24-23. I knew it was going to be close. First half, the Lions, they were fantastic offensively. Scored touchdowns, and they were just almost a machine. They were so impressive. But the defense, oh my God, the defense. Stafford played very well, I thought. He got rattled at the end. He got hit, and he showed his eyes like rolling the back of his head. It was a little scary, and he hurt his hand at least one time, maybe more. And some people weren't happy with the comments he made. Suki scared me. They weren't happy with the comments he made afterwards, but he might have been, his bell got rung, so he might not have been clear-headed. But Stafford played very well. A guy named Puka, the wide receiver, couldn't stop him to the very last play the Rams ran. Cooper Kupp had an okay game. Their running game was almost non-existent. Lions geared towards that, but they could not stop that Puka guy. Oh my word! Goff had a very good game. Amon-Ra had another great game. Running game was okay. They each got touchdowns, but they used Gibbs a lot in the second half. I'm not sure why. It was mostly Montgomery. But no turnovers. Goff was sacked twice, I believe. Stafford was sacked, I think, at least 2 times, and Hutch got both of them. One was Stafford just tripped over his own feet, so Hutch just had to basically touch him. But first playoff win in Detroit since 1957, I think it was. But it was 32 years. Well, no, because they beat the Cowboys. But first in 32 years. So that monkey's off their back. Now, thanks to Dallas losing to the Packers, and the Packers are dangerous. Jordan Love looks like the third edition of the great quarterbacks. He played very well. Packers defense, I like the Packers. They won the toss. They got the ball and ran right down the Cowboys' throats and just never let off the gas pedal. So congrats to the Packers. And a lot of people wanted the Lions to play the Cowboys again, but Packers took care of them. So now today, this is Saturday. My days are all messed up. Monday, there's 2 games. First one is Steelers versus the Bills, and Buffalo had a terrible snowstorm. They postponed it till today, and temperatures are better, but the stadium is very, very full of snow. The stands are just almost inaccessible, but they're going to play because it's Buffalo, and that'll determine who the Chiefs play. Second game, it's going to be the Buccaneers and the Eagles. It's in Tampa on the pirate ship. And the winner of that game will go to Detroit for a second playoff game. And the Packers go to San Francisco. So we'll see what happens. All 3 of our 4 teams won. So that's great. But I think the time to strike is now, because next year or so, I think the Packers will be up there again. The Bears will be much improved. Because of the draft picks and changes. The Vikings, I'm not sure about them still get their quarterback situation figured out. But this is the year for the Lions to strike. but their secondary, a couple players played really poorly again. Their cornerbacks, as they couldn't cover anybody. I don't think anybody major injuries. Laporta played, got a touchdown, so hopefully he'll have some time to rest. And I think it's next Sunday, but I'm not exactly sure. Later on, after I post this, I'll post who the Lions will play and when. But it was very cold this weekend. 20 some below zero. Wind chill was terrible. Did some shoveling. I hate shoveling. I hate snow. I hate cold. But we got that taken care of. And it's going to get a little warmer. So we're going to watch the game later this afternoon and then tonight and see the Lions play. But yeah, congratulations for the Lions winning playoff game. Jared Goff got the game ball, and the locker room was ecstatic, and just everybody was happy. Guys crying in the stands. A lot of them weren't alive when the Lions last won. I remember it, of course, but yeah, it was an entertaining game. It was close a couple times, but I was never totally worried until towards the end. I thought if they don't turn over the ball, and they didn't, like I said before, but Stafford got a clutch. Goff got a clutch. I think it was second down actually. In the first, they had a couple of first downs, and then just basically ran the clock out. But Amon-Ra had a crucial. I think it was a second down. They got another first down. They just ran the clock out because the Rams had used a couple of timeouts earlier, so they stopped the clock once, and after that they couldn't. I thought McVay, the coach of the Rams, was very classy. He praised Stafford and the Lions and the Lions fans and the coach. They played a great game. He complimented them, so I was very impressed by him. And I like him as a coach anyway, so that's good. No new hires as far as coaching goes. The Cowboys coach might be in trouble. I think he'll probably get canned. It's his third year or fourth year contract, and I don't think he'll be back. But we'll see. But no other hires have been made except for the Patriots. I think I mentioned last one. I can't remember now. But so the Patriots are off the market, but every other team is still up for grabs. The Lions still are. Had their defensive and offensive coordinators. Now this I didn't know. If the Lions let their defensive coordinator go because he's African American, they get compensated for that. I believe it's 2 draft picks. That I did not know. But we'll see. He was ecstatic in the locker room. I'll tell you that. He was like, even more so than during draft day. So we'll see what happens. But actually, I think that was Brad Holmes or GM anyway. One of the two. I think it was Brad Holmes. But still. So we'll see what happens with that. This week I think there'll be more coach hirings, but some are more anxious than others. The Michigan coach has been mentioned a few times. Harbaugh. Common names. Like I said, if the Cowboys fire McCarthy, him I wasn't impressed with. He kind of totally distanced himself from the Packers. Because I didn't think about that. He won a Super Bowl with him. He kind of dissed him. And I think the Cowboys are like 0-6 at the new stadium against the Packers. They can't beat the Packers for some reason. So now who do I want the Lions to play? Part of me wants to play the Packers. Part of me would love to play the Bucks. I think they're the better team. Eagles, they still could be a dangerous team. Both have a couple injuries, so we'll see what happens. I'm gonna watch the game very closely tonight. I think the better matchup would be the Bucks, but we'll see what happens. Lions, you play who you get. You can't control that. So, in a weird twist of fate, the Lions losing to the Cowboys a couple weeks ago actually turned out for the better for them, because it forced the Packers to play some tougher teams. And, the Lions got the Rams, and I think the Stafford ties are pretty much over. The same old line, I think, is pretty much over. And one of the things that I brought up was, with free agency coming up, who wouldn't want to play for Dan Campbell and the Lions organization now, because they're on the rise and they're stoked, and so that's not going to help them. Draft pick, I don't know if the draft order got changed or not. Probably did. But they were like 28th or whatever, so that might not even change that much. But anyway, I think that's about it, Bucky. I can't see looks like 10 minutes. Bucky, what do you have in front of you? I forgot to mention that. Bucky, of course, has got his helmet, hat in front of him. I thought that's appropriate. And, of course, the Lions garbage cans behind him. And, of course, Bucky's rooting for my team. My brother and sister both complimented me on Lions win. And I don't think it was a great game. It was a good game. Second half, again, the third quarter, especially, Lions came up just empty. They got a few field goals here and there. Defense, part of the defense played okay. Still no pass rush. Still can't cover anybody. Hopefully they'll do something to change that. Cam Akers is not good at all. See if they can do something with that. Does Laporto have another week to heal? So he should be, great to go. I don't know if they're getting anybody else in. I don't know yet. It's early yet. Wouldn't be surprised they brought somebody else in. Not necessarily cornerback, but another pass rusher or something like that. Maybe James Houston will get healthy. I don't know. But they got to do something because they won. They gave up a lot of yards. They were outgained, I think, in yards, to be honest with you. Like I said, Stafford had a very good game. And they showed one point where Stafford's eyes were rolling his head, and that was a little disturbing. So his comments afterwards, like I said, he got his bell rung. I'm not holding him against him because he always gives, praise to Detroit, and so I'm not overly concerned about that. But I think that's about it, Bucky. So for Mike C and Core Star Show, as always, it's Bucky. It's Playoff Bucky. Say goodbye, Playoff Bucky. Playoff Bucky says bye. Take care. Stay warm. Don't shovel too much because it's not good for your heart. And I will post who the Lions play and when on my after I post this video. Last video had 14 views, so that's pretty good. And so take care. Bye now.